All right, so if you're part of the ONPASSIVE community, you've definitely been hearing the chatter about a really big shift. A brand new journey is starting, and it's being framed as a crucial step forward. So what in the world does this all mean for everyone involved? Let's break it down.
Right off the bat, the entire announcement is really built around this one simple idea: moving forward together. And that's a very deliberate choice of words, you know? It's sending a signal that this isn't just some boring corporate shakeup, but a real attempt at a unified, community-driven change.
Now, to really get where this new journey is going, we first have to understand what it's trying to move on from. The announcement is actually very upfront about acknowledging the past before it even starts talking about the future.
And here we have it, the heart of the matter. The message is crystal clear. The original OwnPassive structure, well, it isn't just disappearing, but there's this really frank admission that it has its limits. It's like a vehicle that, according to this, just can't make it to the final destination.
This slide really just lays the whole problem out perfectly, doesn't it? On one side, you've got the old vehicle, that's the current structure, and on the other, the shared dream. The main point here is that the bridge between the two is basically broken. This visual makes it so clear why a totally new path is being put on the table.
So, if the old vehicle isn't going to work, what's the new one? Well, it's an initiative called Victory with Ash, and it's being presented as the purpose-built vehicle, designed specifically for this new journey.
Which is a totally fair question, right? If we're leaving one thing behind, how exactly do you get on board with the new thing? Turns out, the announcement uses a very specific analogy to explain the whole process.
The whole thing is being compared to boarding an airplane. It's not some chaotic free-for-all. There's a specific boarding order. Some people get invited on first for what they're calling strategic reasons. But here's the key takeaway. Once you're on the plane, it doesn't matter when you boarded. Everyone is flying to the exact same place.
Of course, this boarding a plane metaphor immediately brings up a huge question. Who actually gets a ticket? Let's take a look at how this selection process is being put together. So the process is broken down into two main phases. First, there's a priority boarding group, and these are the people chosen for those, unspecified strategic reasons. After they're on, then comes general boarding, which sounds a lot more like an open call for anyone who wants to join in good faith. It kind of suggests a core team is being put in place first before opening the doors to the wider community.
And to quiet any fears about this being too exclusive, the message makes sure to include a direct reassurance. There will be plenty of room for everyone. The idea here is that this new vehicle, this new plane, it's designed to be big enough for everyone who wants to be there.
But, and this is a really big but, that reassurance comes with a major condition. While there's plenty of room for everyone who wants to join in good faith, the invitation is not universal. There are some very clear lines being drawn about who will not be invited to get on board.
And this slide right here is the dividing line. On the welcome aboard side, you've got words like optimism and cooperation. But take a look at the not invited side. It's very specific. It's about excluding those who caused disruptions, acted without integrity, or just generally displayed negative behavior. This isn't some vague policy. It's a really clear filter based on what people have done in the past.
Okay, so once the right people are on the plane, what's the flight plan? The final part of the whole message switches gears and focuses entirely on the future, laying out the unified purpose of this new journey.
The journey is going to be defined by these three core values: promise, unity, and purpose. This tells us it's not just about a business goal, it's about building a solid, cohesive culture for this new venture, which is a very clear change from the disruptions that were mentioned earlier.
The message here is just unmistakable. This is a clean break. It is a conscious, deliberate decision to leave all the past issues in the rearview mirror and focus only on what's ahead. In other words, it's a fresh start.
This is all building to a final, really powerful new way of looking at the goal. That big, bold, and beautiful destination we talked about before, well, it's no longer being seen as something way off in the distant future.
It's taking flight, and that just completes the entire metaphor, right? We've shifted from preparation to actual action. The final message is as clear as day. The wait is over. This new journey is already in the air.